Okay, geometry students, this clip is about angle bisectors, but it's a challenge problem. And here's my challenge to you. I would like you to get a piece of scrap paper out or notebook paper and start by copying this diagram down. When you're done, take a look at the problem, take a look at the givens and what you're asked to find, and see if you can try to come up with the answer before I start going over it. So if you want, pause the video now and then press resume after you've attempted the problem. Okay guys, I hope you had a few minutes to check out the problem and maybe come up with an answer. We'll take the givens one at a time. The first is that angle ABC is a straight angle. Well, a straight angle reveals to me something about angle ABC. If this is a straight angle, that has a meaning, and the meaning is that it has 180 degrees. Great. Now it tells me that angle BD bisects angle ABC. So if you take a 180 degree angle and you bisect it, or you cut it in half, what is half of 180? Well, if you said 90, then you're correct. So what I've just illustrated is that we've taken a 180 degree angle and we're cutting it into two equal parts, each of which is 90. So I'm going to mark that with tick marks. So we have a 90 over here, and we have a 90 over here. Great. Now, the third given is that ray BE bisects angle DBC. So find DBC, DBC, and ray BE is the bisector of that angle. Now keep in mind that DBC is 90, so start thinking about what's going to happen if you take that 90 degree angle and you cut it in half. Well, I'm going to mark the bisector in pink this time. I'm not going to use red again because there'll be too many things going on. So I'm going to mark angle bisector, which is BE in this case, in pink. Okay. So if you take an angle and you cut it in half, you're going to get two congruent angles. Now I'm going to mark those angles with tick marks. So we have angle DBE and we have angle EBC. And what is half of 90? It's 45. So 45 on this side and 45 down below. And just when you thought this couldn't get any worse, there's one more given. And that given is that ray BF bisects angle DBE. So take a moment and find angle DBE. How big is angle DBE? Well, it's 45, and guess what we're going to do to it? We're going to cut it in half. And now I'm going to use yellow to show that. BF is the bisector, so I'm going to make it yellow. You know what? Maybe I'm going to switch to blue because I think the yellow is really very, very difficult to see. Okay, so I've highlighted the bisector in blue, and when you bisect an angle, you cut it in half, so I'm going to mark that with tick marks. So this little angle here is going to be the same as this little angle here. Now, what was the angle originally? How big was it? It was 45. And if you take 45 and you cut it in half, then each piece is 22.5. Maybe you're seeing now why this is referred to as a challenge problem. Okay, now for the question. They want to know how big is angle ABF. Find the measure of angle ABF. So let's just go over that. ABF is going to be this angle here. I'm going to make it black. So the parts that make up this angle are the 90, which is over to the left, and then we also have this little portion over here to the right, which is 22.5. So the total angle is going to be the sum of those parts. We have the 90 on the left, and then we have the 22.5 piece up on the right. And if we add those two pieces together, we're going to get 112.5. So if you got that challenge correct, you should be very proud of yourself because that was not an easy problem.